What's going on, you guys? So last night, I dropped a video, talking about the Caleb Plant fight and, his upset loss. And Jamal Charlo, he won against LaMotta, and, he relatively didn't look super spectacular, but he got the job done. He got the win. But, I mean, going into that card, everyone was talking about a potential Jamal Charlo Caleb Plant fight, right? And that would have been a big fight. And now, people are saying the fight's off, it's not going to happen, which, I mean, it shouldn't. One of the guys is coming off a loss. So, I mean, it loses a lot of luster. But something I've been seeing, along a lot of, YouTube videos covering these fights and lots of posts, regarding Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant and their performances. A lot of people are now kind of throwing Caleb Plant under the bus, saying that Jamal Charlo would easily win this fight, and he's the better fighter of the two. And I mean, if you want to look at it in terms of a career standpoint, right, I would say, yeah, you got to give the edge to Jamal Charlo just for the fact that he is a two-division champ, right? And I think he's probably got not quite a bit, but a few notable wins on his resume that are better than Caleb Plant. I mean, you look at Caleb Plant's career, right? He beat Jose Uzcategui for the title. Before this last fight, he beat Trevor McCumbee, but he's lost to Canelo. He's lost to David Benavidez, and now, the guy he fought last night, Resendez. But if we're looking at the current fighters right now, at this point in their careers, if they were to fight, I would still favor a Caleb Plant. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, and that's fine. A lot of people, have their own opinion, and I'm just going to state mine, that Jamal Charlo would still lose to Caleb Plant if they fought. Him beating LaMotta didn't really prove anything. That guy had nothing in his arsenal to put up like a competitive fight. Very limited, slow hands, really no power, no defense. He had heart. It's about the only thing you can say. I mean, he didn't quit. The ref stopped the fight. But people are acting like, based off that performance, he smokes Caleb Plant. Like, let's be completely honest. We saw Jamal Charlo. This is the second fight he's had in like 5 years, right? I mean, he struggled with a lot of stuff outside the ring, and he hasn't been active. He hasn't. But if we're really gonna judge it based off these performances, let's put Resendez in there next with Jamal Charlo and see how he does, right? Because I guarantee you, the Resendez that fought Caleb Plant last night, if that guy was in the ring with Jamal Charlo, it's very well possible that Resendez actually stops Charlo, right? And Charlo's a durable guy. He's strong. He's got a good jab. He's got, some boxing skills, right? And I'm judging him based off what I saw last night. What I saw last night, he was very selective on his punches. He didn't have a lot of output. He had a good jab. He's always had a good 1-2. But he definitely didn't have the ferocity that I had seen in the past. He had his jab still there, but like the amount of punches he was throwing were very few. His balance seemed to be off, and it looked like LaMotta put up no resistance. And if you have a guy in there that's really going to push Charlo, I'm really curious to see if he would even last a full 12 rounds. That fight he fought last night was a 10-rounder. It didn't go to 10 rounds, but I have a hard time believing that Jamal Charlo really beats Resendez or Caleb Plant. But that's not to say that if you're going to take a prime Charlo and a prime Caleb Plant, I would probably favor old Charlo. But I don't know. Have we really seen... I'm trying to think of Jamal Charlo's resume, right? I mean, he beat Dervin Yancheko, he beat J-Rock. I mean, who else did he really beat, actually? At middleweight, he fought, I forget the dude's name, but I think it was like his debut. He beat a guy with, one leg or whatever, but the other Mexican dude, you know, I think he had 1 or 2 losses, but he stopped him. I'm just trying to think of Jamal Charlo's real resume. A lot of these guys, you know, in the PBC side, they marinate these fights too long, and they either end up not happening or someone loses and we don't get the fight till later on when the guys are past their prime. And this might be the case for the Charlo Plant fight, but I mean, he's a 2-weight world champion. So in terms of accomplishments and things like that, I would probably lean toward Charlo, right, as having a better career. But at this point in their careers, you know, Caleb Plant, he lost. Don't get me wrong, you know, but he possesses boxing skill, and I guarantee you, with the pace that Charlo was fighting at last night, that fight would have definitely favored Plant, because Plant is a fighter that tends to gas out later in the fight. You know, constant pressure, body work is what gives Caleb Plant trouble. I mean, not that the fights were identical or anything like that, but there was a lot of similarities I saw last night with Resendez and Plant that I saw with Canelo and Plant. Excuse me. The only difference was really that Resendez was using his right hand. Canelo was trying to land that big left hook on him, and he ended up getting him out of there, I think in the 11th round. But at a couple points in that fight, I really thought Resendez was actually going to stop Plant. So, I mean, you got to give him props. He's been in some wars. He fought Canelo. He fought Benavidez. I mean, those type of fights, they're losses, yeah, but those are the type of losses that can take a toll on you mentally and especially physically. You know, like, those probably took a few years. Both of those fights took a few years off of Caleb Plant's career, for being completely honest. But all in all, man, I think it's just kind of a stupid argument. I think it's pretty unfair to say that Jamal Charlo, that's fought twice in 5 years, really beats a Caleb Plant. I mean, Caleb Plant was coming off a long layoff, but the dude he fought was far better than the guy that Charlo fought. You know, I mean, I don't even see how people are really making this argument as if Charlo smokes a Caleb Plant. I would still like to see the fight, don't get me wrong, but now that people are, you know, kind of throwing Caleb Plant under the bus and, you know, this, that, and the other, and talking bad on him, I actually want to see Resendez fight Charlo now. Let's make that fight happen, since Charlo is, you know, lines only, you know, blah, blah, blah. I want to see him fight Resendez and do what Caleb Plant couldn't do, since he's so much better than Caleb Plant right now at these stages of their careers. But let me know what you guys think. You know, am I off here, or are you guys really basing, you know, your opinion on this fight happening now off last night's fights? Let me know what you guys think. Hate, like, comment, subscribe.